Hello. So I'm excited to share this one with you because this is a little bit about my past and how you guys may be able to identify this in your life as well, because I think this will really resonate with a lot of you guys because it happens in all of our lives. So let me kickstart this. So it's all about identity. Now I just want to ask you one question. How do you see yourself? Now, if I was to ask you this question, how would you see yourself? How do you see yourself? Or not how would you? How do you see yourself? So think about the way that you describe yourself to somebody, or think about the way you speak to yourself. What do you put into your own mindset and be like, I am so-and-so, I do this, I do that, I am this. Like, is that how you describe yourself? Just think about that sentence and just see what points out to you. Is it a label? Is it a career? Is it an actual feeling or an energetic kind of sensation that you actually say, I am this? It's very interesting, and tell me if you can, in one word, what pops up when you explain how do you see yourself? Okay, so this is about a personal view on yourself. So how do you see yourself? Because when I take it back a while ago from probably school days, like I was probably the one that was like the quiet one. I'd be quite reserved. I wouldn't be the most confident person. I wouldn't want to be up on stage doing all the drama and the arts and stuff like that. That was just not me at all. I was very kind of like, when I think about it, and when I was coached on my kind of life coaching stuff with other coaches that I've had in the previous times, one thing came up for me, and that was that I described confidence as something that was a form of acting. So to me, confidence was actually somebody up on stage. Confidence to me was somebody that could really stand out above the crowd. It was somebody that was just so confident in themselves that they could own the room. But actually, that's the perception of what confidence is to me. That's not actually what confidence is. Now, when I think about how I was in younger lives, like before probably I was even self-employed and had my own business, I would say that I was so confident in the way that I wanted to drive my life. I was so confident in where I was going, and I was so confident with the person that I wanted to be. So I had a very, very different action on what confidence really was. And actually, I was so confident. Like, I may think that, no, I wasn't up on stage doing the speaking, doing the singing, doing the dancing, it just wasn't me. But actually, I was so confident in who I was, what I wanted, where I was going. I was driven. And that's a massive way of showing confidence. So you may perceive things in different ways. And I wanted to go through this today because I wanted you to think about how you actually introduce yourself, how you identify yourself, how you speak to yourself, and how you kind of see yourself in a different perspective of light. So like I said at the start, how would you describe yourself? What would you say to somebody if you was introducing yourself? Because that is where your kind of front is, and that's the only thing you're allowing to show, because that's how you want people to, or that's how you identify your life basically. And there's more to it, because when you think about that sentence and that way of introducing yourself, is it you? Now that's a really big in-depth question, because that will surprise you. Is it you? Is it authentically you? Is it a real future you that actually you want to be described as? Probably not. So you may say something like, I am Sophie, I work in an office and I go home and feed my dogs. That's not the true me. That's not the future me. That's not the authentic me that I want to be. But that is something that you might describe yourself as. But instead, what if you described myself as, I'm Sophie, I'm an empowering life coach, and I want to really help elevate women's inner and outer beauty, because that is what drives me and that is what excites me and brings me joy into my life. That's who I am, because that is who I am, and that is what actually gives me the passion and purpose in living every day. Like, if I have time to myself, it is probably to do with some kind of drive that I am looking into or heading towards in my life, because it motivates me, it inspires me, and it makes me keep moving forward, because it's a passion of mine. It's a future person that I want to step into. But I'm already acting as that. So I am already being that person. So I want you to think about, if it isn't the future you, if it's not the happy you, if it's not the authentic you that you are describing yourself as right now, then you need to discover yourself. You need to shift your perspective. You need to change the way you perceive reality. Now, that is literally as much as the way that you feel on a daily basis. You may have a really negative vibration that is just saying, I don't deserve to have that. I can't do that right now. That's not going to work for me because I've got so-and-so and so-and-so as my distraction. I don't want to drop that then. So I really wanted you to kind of think about, it's time for you to discover that. It's time to shift the thoughts and perceive life differently. Now, this is all about the law of assumption, and it's something that I've really been looking into recently because I think it's actually fascinating in the way that we have these assumptions on life, on what we should be doing, or how we should be acting. We're actually following the socials, the reality, and the everyday person out there that is not actually ourselves. We're getting distracted on being a person that is actually not true to who you are. It's not driving you the way that you want to go. It's not getting you to the goal, the desire and the dream that you see yourself, because you do see yourself in a certain future. You do see a certain dream for you, and you do see your life being somewhat different. And I want you to know that you can now discover this, you can shift this, and you can perceive this so differently. And it's all about stepping into the law of assumption and actually being the person that you see yourself being. So that dream that you have, that desire that you have, that being that you actually want to be, so that way, that energetic way that you want to live your life every day, you want to show up in a certain way, you want to be the confident self, you want to be self-knowing. So it's things like you want to show yourself, gotta get my S's mixed up. You want to show yourself self-love. You want to show yourself that you're worthy. You want to show yourself that you are confident to go out there and achieve and stick to it, and also be literally, ruthless on exactly what you want. And that's all about living that life now. So if you can think it, if you can actually, in your mind's eye, be that person that you know that you can actually be in the future. That person that is strong, resilient, like really confident, self-worthy, self-esteem is through the roof. You'll get there because you're acting it now. You're being that person without physically changing your career, your workouts, just little things. You don't have to change them. It's small little habit thoughts that actually implement into your life with ease. So if you can think your way into the person you want to be, act as if that person that you know that you want to head towards and that you know you want to be in the future, those habits will shift naturally. So not only are you discovering the new you, you're shifting the perspective and you're perceiving the world in a different view. So no longer will you think, oh, I've got to go to work today because I've got to deal with this person that's really stressing me out, and I've got to do this, and I've got to let this get to me. That's not going to happen. You're going to perceive it differently. You're going to say to yourself, that's happening for a reason. Oh yeah, that happened because that's serving my purpose right now, and that's the way that I don't want to be a part of that. So I'm going to step back and get back into my own lane. So these little things happen for a reason, and you'll notice that as you go along once you shift this perspective. So I want to, and I know that I can help you do this, because we are going to go through an identity. We are going to discover that person that you are living now and the person that you see yourself living in the future. And we're going to blend them together and become that person that is actually the one that you want to be, because both of them will help tag along to make that person in the long run. Okay, so we're going to identify that. We're going to identify the person you are living as right now, but also identify the person that you dream to be, that you actually are. You're just not doing it yet. We're also going to discover the true you. Now, this is about traits. This is about the person that brings you joy. Not the person, but the thing that brings you joy, the thing that gives you happiness, and the thing that drives you. That's what's going to discover you. Like, you're going to notice that you might be an outdoorsy person. You might be somebody that just loves pampering themselves and everything, like self-love shopping and everything like that. Everybody's different, and it's about identifying that and discovering that, because we are all different, and not all of us like a shopping spree, but we do it because we think we have to, or because our friends are doing it, we need to go out there and do it with them. but that might be the worst thing in the world for you. You might hate shopping and think, you know what, online shopping, I know what I want, purchase it, goodbye. That is life now. But again, you're following the crowd. So we need to discover who you are. We are also going to be shifting your thought patterns. So there's going to be no more negative thoughts, lack of belief, lack that you can even be worthy of that, because you are going to be worthy of that, because I'm going to quiz you like there's no tomorrow. And you are going to be like, why did I not have this thought and this idea beforehand? Because it's going to be the most obvious thing to you ever. My little thing keeps slipping off. So we're going to shift thoughts so it never ever comes into your mind again, because literally we are going to switch it around, install new beliefs, and be such a more positive vibrational mindset than you will ever have ever had. And it's going to be the most easiest thing, because it's just all about changing the pattern, the frequency, and the outcome of what you truly desire, which is so exciting. And then you are going to be the future you now, because what's holding you back? Why can't you be that person? Why can't you do that thing? And there isn't an excuse. No matter what you throw at me, I bet you can do it already. Okay, so this is going to amaze you. It's going to take you down the path of actually becoming the person that you truly should be and deserve to be, and not hold you back any longer. What's the point in waiting? What's the point in letting people stop you doing things? What's the point in letting you, or just waiting? That's a big one. I'll just wait until the time's right. I'll just wait until this happens for me. You can't wait. You can't wait. The world's not waiting for you. You have to take little inspired action steps to get to that next place. Yes, certain things manifest and happen for you, but that's because you've implemented little steps. So if you ever notice that something's come along the way, it's because you've had the faith for it, or you've done little things, little habit shifts that's actually made that opportunity come towards you. And I bet you it is that. You've probably done small things that you've not even realised that you've done. You may have had a conversation, thrown in a little sentence, gone and cleaned something, or actually took action on doing something, and actually that's why it's happened, that's why it's come. So you'll be doing these things without even realising, and that's going to step you into that future you. That's going to help you have the identity, discover your true self, shift your thought patterns, install new beliefs, and be the you that you deserve to be, because we're not waiting no more. We're getting on this, and this is going to be your inner and outer beauty journey. So not only is this all about your inner, your mindset, your shift patterns, your beliefs, this will play effect on your outer beauty, and you're going to know that everything that you do on your outer beauty, so your makeup, your skincare, your well-being, your health, will all come naturally, because you know that you deserve the best. You know that you deserve to be your unique self, that you want to enhance your beauty and enhance your features, and just literally own what you already have, because what you have is always enough. So if you're ready to step into this identity, and take this step now, because why leave it later? Why wait? Why dwindle the time when actually within 4, 6 or 10 weeks you can have transformable differences? So we can start off with the 4 weeks if you want a little dabble of self-discovery. We can go into the 6 weeks where you can start to see things shift and change, or we can go into the 10 weeks and see complete inner and outer transformation. Okay, so guys, if you want to chat and you want to know more about this, and you want to see where this journey can take you, personalized, because I am not going to do this for everybody. Everybody's story and everybody's journey is so different, and I make that unique. I make that change. I make the tasks different. I make the topics different, because I need to adjust this for you on our one-to-one coaching calls. So if you're ready for this, you know what to do. The link is in the description, and we will have a little chat beforehand, see how we can work together and how we can focus on areas in your life that you believe that you can up level and empower on. Let's get started. It is that easy. So click the link above, pop your details down, and I'll be in contact and we can have an amazing chat. I can't wait. I'll see you guys soon.